Yeah, it must be Kaede's route. It does seem quite focused on Kaede lately, and that, I don't know. The Sunlight Way was usually packed with uniformed students, but since it was summer vacation, it looked rather different. However, there were club activities going on and the pool was open, so you could still see some students in their uniforms. But still, the numbers decreased drastically. As I looked around while walking, I came across a familiar figure. Long blonde hair hid her back, her skinny legs were moving in rhythm. That walking blonde hair belonged to Karia Senpai.
まあ、兄さん。こんなところでお会いするなんて奇遇ですわね。
As she turned to me, she clapped her hands in front of her chest. Unusual for you to be here on your own. You shopping for baking ingredients?
いえ、今日は少々違っていまして。実は、そろそろ妹の誕生日なので、そのプレゼントを選びに。
You have a sister?
はい。来年にはバーベナ学園に入学予定なんですの。私は今年で卒業なので、一緒に通えないのが残念です。よろしければ、1年間面倒見てあげてくださいね。
If it's your sister, of course I'd be more than happy to. Actually, there were plenty of guys who would volunteer to look after her. Karia Senpai had many fans, including her fan club too, of course. I could easily imagine how beautiful a sister of hers would be. As I tried picturing her sister's face in my mind, Karia Senpai looked at me as if I just thought of something. You know what? For some reason while reading that, I just like randomly this picture, it's like, you know what? Let's picture like something completely out of that make no sense and just completely stupid. Picture Karia Senpai, only her face is replaced with Mr. Bean.
そうですわ。兄さんは本日お時間終わりでしょうか。
Picture it and you'll never be able to look at it the same way again! Me?
はい。
Sure, I'm not doing anything.
まあ。
It's not like there's a plot or anything.
少々お付き合いしていただけませんでしょうか。何を買ったらいいのか、私一人では決めかねていまして。
Ooh, me? I'm not good at choosing presents. Same here, man. Same here.
それに、先ほどから何度か男性の方々に声をかけられていまして、少々心細かったんですの。
I see. I guess it's not easy being beautiful. Kaede used to have the same problem. Guys would come up and approach her whenever she was by herself. I don't think I'll be that much help in picking out a present, though.
まあまあまあ、ありがとうございます。
That face, man. That face.
それでは今日一日よろしくお願いいたしますわね。
With a smile on her face, Karia Senpai intertwined her arm with mine. I could feel her boobs too. Why does she always comment on stuff like that? It's like there's no real reason. She looked rather slender, so they weren't as elder says as the senpais, but what's with this arm?
はい。朝ちゃんが男の方と歩くときにはこうしろと。
Oh my. Aren't you a little too naive, Karia Senpai? You shouldn't believe everything you hear. I didn't think of her as someone special, but when she did things like this, I didn't know what to think. My heart was pumping like this was my first date. On the other hand, Karia Senpai was smiling happily, blissfully unaware of what I was going through. And on the other hand, Karia Senpai isn't actually a main character, so I don't think it's possible to have a route for her.
私、男の方とこうして歩くのって初めてなんです。まるでデートみたいですわね。
How carefree indeed. And again, can you just come to a plot for crying out loud? This is getting kind of ridiculous. I'm home. I'm home for another random scene. Gosh, it's hot. Japanese summers are scary. It was night time and I just went out to get something to drink, yet I was completely soaked in sweat. What's the point of getting something to drink? I entered the house while trying to peel off the shirt that was stuck to my skin. Thank God for air conditioning. I sat down in a chair and enjoyed the cool air blowing across my body. From the can of juice I'd bought and poured it down my throat. Once I was satisfied with being cooled from the inside, I sat back in the chair. You know, I'd randomly just picture if this was like my home and I just like come home and just like need a drink, just to cool down and all that. I drink it, I just lazily just lie down on the sofa there, just like legs up there, just like laptop of course as well, because you gotta have that nowadays. The cool air from the air conditioning will be my heat even filler. This feels like heaven, but I don't like the idea of still wearing a sweat-soaked shirt. Maybe I'll take a shower and change. I left the living room, grabbed a change of clothes, and headed to the bathroom. Rin, you know, if you're living with someone and you go into the bathroom, if the door's closed, you know, maybe try knocking first. It's kind of, you have to, like, avoid these kind of situations, yes? Well... I mean, this is simply an accident which shouldn't be at all unusual, seeing as we live together. The fact that it didn't happen in the past 10 years is almost like a miracle. What the hell, man? 10 years and that's never happened? I want you to know that this is an accident. Let me guess, he's kind of looking to the side, probably, you know, face completely raised. It's an accident, totally accident. So, I'm sorry, I'll close it now. As I shouted an apology, I shut the door to the bathroom with all my strength. Phew. It doesn't make a difference if the door is closed, given that I'm still in here, huh? Ah, man, just facepalm, man. I'm truly sorry! I bolted from the bathroom and ran to the living room. He ended up hitting his toe on the table and tripped. No, he's like, "Ow, shit!" Oh my god, not only did I see her change, I was stupid enough to close the door with me still in the bathroom. That's the dumbest thing ever. Rin's just gonna be his biggest mistake in his life. Even so, I've seen Kaede naked before. Wait, what? Although it was when we were kids, and it was before she held her grudge against me. Anyway, she sure has matured. Wonder what size they are. They look pretty big. No, this isn't good. I shouldn't think about it. No. But she looked good. Great. No, I can't think this way. I don't know if I'll be able to sleep tonight. I'll call our show was awkward and all, but you're taking it a bit extreme, man. A school day during summer break. Who came up with this idea? It occurred right in the middle of the break. Seriously, what kind of purpose will that serve? I could see some students who were tanned as well as some who hadn't changed a bit. Anyway, everyone was there. If you didn't show up, your teacher would come to your house, so it's not like we really had a choice. What's wrong? You seem out of it. She turned red and left as if running away. Is she angry about yesterday? I felt awkward after what happened, so I stayed in my room. Maybe I should apologize again.
謝んなきゃいけないようなことをしたわけ？
No, it was just an accident.
はあ、ぜひとも詳しく聞きたいね、そのあたり。
It's actually very simple.
それで
When did you get here?
私たちのことはお気になさらず。
そうそう。それで簡単に何をしたんだい？
Go away! Well, at least there's actually some plot continuation now.
と
Well,
りあえずまあ
somewhat.
どいつもこいつもみんな揃って元気なようだな。何より何より羽目を外したりひと夏の体験をしてみたりすることまで止めはしないが、少なくとも犯罪行為はするな。やっぱり緑場。
I like how they always, every time they, say that, it's just, don't do anything illegal now, okay? And it's always the same guy.
先生、それに関しては俺様を名指しするよりももっと危険な人物が約1名いると思いますが。
そっちは超法規的処置で何とでもなるんだよ。お前の場合はヤクザの娘にでも手を出して問題を起こすだろ。
You know, when you really think about it, he flirts with every girl, so I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up, in that kind of situation, or maybe even come across a psycho girl. Just hey, he's just hitting on him, and then he soon realizes, much too late at that point, that it's a yandere chick. And then he ends up, dead, if he's lucky. Which is kind of weird, really, because yeah, you'd be lucky if you died. I mean, imagine being stuck with a yandere chick. That's insane.
大丈夫ですよ。それに関してはうまく処理しましたから。
羽目を外したりひと夏の体験をしてみたりすることまで止めはしないがな。少なくとも犯罪行為はするな。特に緑場。
Itsuki Midoriba. We shouldn't underestimate him.
まあお前たちの様子を確認できれば問題ない。どうせ課題も後回しにして遊ぶ約束でいっぱいだろうからな。よし、本日は解散。各自残りの夏休みも元気に生活するように。
First please speech end of the day. The classroom suddenly burst into chatter. Let's go home, Kaede. You need to do any shopping today? I'll go with you.
今日は特に。
As Kaede tried to catch up with me, her feet got tangled up and she tripped. She fell to the floor while grabbing onto me. Ouch. Are you okay, Kaede? That's just, man, that was bad voice acting right there. She didn't sound okay at all, but she got up. Kaede's surprised voice emerged from her little mouth. I guess she used my body as a pillow. She was on top of me and gazing down. Kaede? Kaede's face was inches away from mine. Her dewy eyes made contact with mine. Oh. Well, this is awkward, isn't it? I could hear our classmates making a fuss. Ignoring the commotion, Kaede continued to stare at me. Her red lips were open. They moved but didn't make any sound. I could see them getting close to me. Wait a bit. What? Indeed. And then everyone's face is all red. Then I felt a soft sensation. It felt like all the noise from the classroom was sucked in by something. In the silent vacuum, I could only feel the sensation of Kaede's lips. I didn't know how much time had passed. I didn't even know if it was just for a few seconds or a few minutes. I flat out didn't know, but finally Kaede's face slowly parted from mine. Well, that kind of sums it up then. This is definitely Kaede's route. Seemed kind of obvious when Kaede's face randomly showed up every time we go to our next day, but I had to be sure, you know. But how the hell did we get to Kaede's route? What choices determined what? It's like, I was actually expecting it to end up in Irene's route or something, because, like, it seemed to focus on her for quite a while, then all of a sudden, bam! Kaede route. What the hell? She was still gazing at me with such a sweet expression as if she was dreaming. Kaede there. Suddenly, what she did clicked for her. She turned bright red and tried to speak.
私ごめんなさい
She ran from the classroom as she screamed. The rest of us were left in the classroom unsure of what exactly had just happened. What was with that transition compared to the other ones? Just like whoop, whoop. Ah, what a day. The investigational meeting was simply psychological torture. News of the incident spread around campus like wildfire, and Kaede's fan club grilled me good. Unlike a normal trial, this one was influenced very much by emotions, so of course I didn't have any allies. It'll be hell when next term begins. Why did Kaede do that? I already know how she felt about me, but Kaede was always modest about her position while knowing that I knew. In Mayumi's opinion, that's what made her lovable and sweet, so why did she act so aggressively all of a sudden? Maybe she kissed you because she's just like, well, you fell on the floor and then you just like randomly just got in the moment or some shit. What happened inside of her? Does what happened yesterday have anything to do with this? Did having Shio and Irene around make her think differently? I wonder what their reaction to that was. I'm home. I saw Kaede's shoes by the front door. She must have gotten back first. How should I act? It was such an embarrassing thing for her to do, considering her feelings. Maybe it'd be better to avoid her. I think I'll leave her alone for a while. Decide to bypass the living room and go straight to my room. Right off the bat, huh? My plan didn't work. I dropped to the floor.
リン君、どうかしましたか？体調が悪いんでしたら、今すぐお薬用意しますから。
No, that's not it. She's acting normal.
お夕飯大丈夫ですか？食欲ないんでしたら、おかゆか何か軽いもの用意しますけど。
No, really, I'm okay, so don't worry.
そうですか。わかりました。それじゃあこれから準備しちゃいますね。
Sure, please make something good.
はい、お任せください。
She answered with a smile and cheerfully ran down the stairs. She really is acting normal. What happened during the day wasn't a dream, was it? I stood there dumbstruck and tilted my head trying to think. Nothing was different about Kaede after that. She smiled, cooked, watched TV and talked like she usually did. I thought of asking her directly, but I couldn't. So I couldn't find out what she thought about what happened.
リン君、コーヒーのおかわりいります？
Yeah, please.
はい。
She took the cup and went into the kitchen. Things can't go on like this. It was okay for that moment because it was summer break, but once second term started, things would get crazy. Now before that, I suspected Suki and Mayumi might come over to the house as early as the next day. I had Shia and Irene to consider too. Just have to ask.
何をですか？
Oh, you're back already.
コーヒーを入れてきただけですから。はい、どうぞ。
Thanks. I took a sip and quietly placed the cup on the table. I hesitated a little but decided to ask. Hey, Kaede.
はい、
About what happened during the day.
好きだからしました。
An unexpectedly instant reply. She spoke before I could finish my sentence.
あれは多分私の願望だったんだと思います。リン君のこと好きで好きでたまらないのに、それが昨日の夜の件で意識するようになってしまって。
Wait, so it's like, but when you accidentally opened the door while she was getting changed, that changed everything. Last night, do you mean?
はい、
Kaede nodded bashfully. So because I saw her last night,
リン君にははしたないって思われるかもしれませんけど、リン君に抱かれたいって。
what? Even her ears were red, it was obvious that her confession was taking all of her courage. Though seriously, that escalated quickly. Even so, she didn't stop.
私はリン君のことが好きです。
Wait, is the scene gonna pop up any second now? Do I have to edit? Oh god, no.
誰よりも私にはリン君以外の人は考えられません。愛してくれとは言いません。いえ、むしろ私のことは絶対に好きにならないでください。
What have you said? Okay then, I won't love you, and then just goes back to bed. It's like, you douche! How could you do that?
でもお願いですから。
Or did she?
好きでいさせてください。
Why couldn't you just say because she loves him instead of just saying I want to make love to you? Because that just feels out of nowhere. Kaede gazed at me with such earnest eyes as she stood before me. I could tell just by looking at her that feelings were coming from the bottom of her heart.
私をリン君のものにしてください。
She had made her decision. Okay, that was awkward. Did
リンちゃん。
I shit you not when I said right at the end when they were finished, Kaede just asked, "Do you want to do it again?" It's like, oh god, no! Don't freaking have it go on even longer. That was awkward. Her cheerful voice echoed alongside the high tone of the doorbell. It sounded like the voice of death itself. She must have heard about the other night somewhere. I know she's here to give me a hard time. Get it, a hard time? No.
おめでとう。
Well, congratulations on getting laid or being in a relationship. I mean, what did they know? She smiled while pulling the strings of the party poppers she had brought. The confetti went all over me.
お二人の門出を祝しまして、ケーキを焼いてまいりましたの。
What occasion?
お二人のキスのお話、
Oh, there
聞か
was
せていただきましたわ。
much more than that.
大勢の方々の中でのキス。まあ。
You're imagining something. Kaede was standing there frozen next to me.
それで、りんちゃんどうだった？入れの初めて。
Hey, don't ask such a direct question.
ほほー。僕はファーストキスの感想を聞いていたわけですが、そこでそういう発想が出るということは。はい、彼は。
I dug a hole for myself.
それで楓ちゃん、念願かなってどうだった？そんな。僕としては好きな者同士だったらそんなに恥ずかしがることでもないと思うけど。だってしないと人間滅んじゃうわけだし、僕だって彼派だって他の女の子だっていずれは経験することでしょ。あさちゃん、楓さんは照れてらっしゃるだけですわ。 女性にとって最も大切なものを最も大切な方に捧げたわけですもの。嬉しくないはずがありませんわ。
Kaede nodded silently at what Kureha Senpai had said. Seriously, every time. Like,
よかった
Mama,
ね
Mama,
楓。
Mama!
これからはいっぱい可愛がってもらわないと。りんちゃん逃げるような男じゃないし。いえ、私はりんくんには。
This isn't good. I have to do something before they go somewhere I don't want them to go. By the way, Asa Senpai, you said sooner or later, does that mean you still haven't?
そういう返しできますか。僕だって相手がいれば、いいの、僕のことは。とりあえず今日はお祝いするからね。では、早速垂れ幕を飾りますわね。
A hanging screen? What were you thinking? What are you trying to do here?
もちろん、お祭りですわ。
You just wanted a party? Is this me or is like the Kaede in the background kind of thing there? Just like got more
りんく
detail
ん
for
ご
the
めんな
background.
さい。掃除機をかけたいので、ちょっとの間だけダイニングの方に行っててもらえませんか？
So now that like all that happened and all, does that mean we're finally gonna get some, actual plot where there's actually, continuation going on instead of just like you'll have one scene after another that has nothing to do with the scenes before it? Sure. I got up from the couch. I could hear Kaede humming alongside the noise from the vacuum. That's a rather loud vacuum, but they usually are. It was weird, but she hadn't changed a bit since that day. I thought maybe our relationship would change. No, I thought it had to change. So seeing her just like she was before made me feel a little sad. I'm still confused as to how the hell we ended up in this route anyway. I mean, what choices did we have that, like, had anything to do with Kaede? Maybe there was one, at least I recall. But there were other choices as well. It's just... I don't know, man. It seemed like before her route kicked in, it was focused on Nerine, and then all of a sudden just like, move aside, Nerine, move aside, move aside, move aside, Kaede, yes. Sorry, you didn't get this one. Maybe some other time, Maybe, but this route's Kaede's route. No, step back, everyone, step back, everyone. I don't know how the hell we got to this route. It really was unpredictable. So, seeing her like that, she was before made me feel a little sad.
りんくんお待たせしました。リビングの方掃除機かけ終わりましたのでどうぞ。
And there she was as soon as the noise from the vacuum stopped. Sure, thanks.
いえい
Hey, got it.
え。はい。どうかしましたか、りんくん。
She tilted her head. Hey, her normal upbeat response left me lost for words. Well, I mean... I want Chinese food for dinner tonight.
中華ですか？はい、わかりました。
Thanks.
確か冷蔵庫の中には。餃子やシューマイくらいなら問題なく作れそうかな。
Hey, Kaede, I got a question. Since now that we're on an actual route, will there be plot? And will that plot actually be interesting? Because up to this point, this whole thing has just been like a cluster of random scenes to the point where I'm just like, is there even any plot in this? I moved back to the living room. What did she think about what happened the other night? How should I act around her? It still seems like it's going from random scene to the next. It's just now we'll just be focused on one character. It hadn't rained at all since the end of the rainy season, and today was just as beautiful as yesterday as the sun shined brightly in the blue sky. But around the time of year it is right now, that's rare, man. You might occasionally see the sky being blue, but it's always grey. Grey and raining and freaking heavy winds. I hear like some parts of the UK have it as bad up to 100-mile-per-hour winds, and it's just like, there's probably nothing compared to some other countries. Just like, that's tame, really. It was too beautiful to stay cooped up indoors. Kaede, do you want to go somewhere? It's summer break, but we've only been to the beach and the pool so far. Kaede clapped her hands together and smiled.
そうですね。本当ならこの時期はお父さんが山に行きたがってる頃ですもんね。
A trip to the mountains? It'll be too much for us to go to a mountain resort, so... What about the nearby park?
あの公園でもお弁当とか持っていけば立派に遠足気分です。
So, what do you say?
はい、もちろん大賛成です。それじゃあ今からお弁当作りますね。
Kaede moved quickly. It was a last-minute plan, but she made lunch and I got the blanket and water bottles. We were ready within an hour.